Hi, welcome back to Christine's Home Affairs. Most of you are aware that I get a lot of free fabric. In fact, most of what you see here behind me is 99% free fabric. I get a lot of fabric from deceased estates. People drop it in because their families have passed away and they no longer want the fabric that belonged to their aunt or grandmother or mother, and they were just going to throw it away. And over the past few years, I've been getting a lot of upholstery fabric, which I really enjoy sewing. So these fabrics here, most of those go into linings, and then the upholstery fabric is what I usually use on the outside. I'm forever being asked, where do I get this fabric from? So today I'm going to give you a few tips on how you might go about sourcing some free fabric. If you've ever been to a furniture store, you will have seen them having swatch samples in the stores. They'll have a range of fabric that look just like this, and they might have lots and lots of different samples. You can go into a curtain manufacturing store, a store that sells couches and lounges and settees, those sorts of pieces of furniture, anything that requires fabric really. And you can also go and visit fabric upholsterers, people that restore fabric themselves. So there's lots and lots of little businesses in little towns or in somebody's backyard somewhere that restores furniture, makes curtains or sells furniture in big warehouses. You can go into any of those places and nicely ask if they have any fabric for you. A lot of these bigger companies that sell furniture, they'll get their sample swatches delivered to them by the companies that are selling the fabric, and when that run of fabric is finished, they usually discard the entire amount. They don't have people coming up to them every day asking them if anybody wants to use the fabric. In fact, most people, when they see these small swatch samples, think, what's the point? They're only tiny little pieces. What can I do with them? But you've seen in my previous videos that you can do so much with these fabrics. You can put them together into any size bag that you like, quilts even. I remember going to a town almost an hour away from me one day, and I knew that there was a small business there that restored furniture. I went to the business, parked the car out the front, got all jittery in my stomach and drove off. I was too scared to go and talk to them about what I do. The second time the same thing happened, I was driving past and I actually drove around the block and I kept on driving. I was too scared to go and talk to them because I was afraid of being rejected. And the third time I drove past, I pulled up and I thought, you know what? These people don't know me. If they reject me, it doesn't matter. At least I've tried. I'm not going to get anywhere at all if I don't try. So I went in there and spoke to them. I showed them some samples of the bags that I make with upholstery fabric. And I said, this is what I do. I rescue fabric. I make things. If ever you've got fabric that you want to get rid of, give me a call. And I didn't expect to hear from him. He took my card. We had a bit of a chat. And then I left. I thought there was no harm trying. I've done it. A couple of months later, they messaged me and they said they had some fabric for me, and I thought that was fantastic. So there is a link to the video of the fabric that I got from them, which I've shown you. And I was thrilled just because I had a little bit of courage to go and ask these people. Well, for me, it was a lot of courage and I really needed that. But these people were great. They gave me a whole bunch of fabric, loaded up the car and everything for me. And they were even happy enough for me to come about a month later when I was next going to that town again. Since then, I've been contacted by these people 3 times. So within 12 months, I've had 3 opportunities to go there and pick up fabric. And a couple of weeks ago, I picked up those big rolls of denim and some more of this swatch fabric. So I've waffled on a little bit, haven't I? What I would recommend you do if you want to go and find fabric is look up in your phone book or go online and have a look and see if there are any furniture upholsterers in your area. Give them a call. Look for curtain manufacturers. There are lots of really good heavy curtaining materials that are great for making bags. Then the thinner stuff is really good for linings. And also go and visit your big furniture retailers. A lot of times they've got lots of scrap pieces that they want to get rid of, but they may not have something straight away. So if they don't have something for you straight away, don't be disheartened, because If you give them your card, if you show them the work that you do, pop in and visit them every now and then as well, just to remind them that you're still looking for that fabric. One day you might get that call or text from somebody and they'll say, look, we've got some fabric for you. The other thing that you can do, and this is probably a little bit sneaky, if you can't get anywhere with the furniture retailers, they've got the sample boards. I'm not going to show you the header board on this, but what you can do is contact the company whose details are on the header board. They've got their details on the back, usually on the back of the fabric or on the paper that's on the back, or even on the card itself. There's lots of contact details that are there. You can take a photo of their address and see if you can find somebody in your state or local to you that actually makes these sample boards or collects them, and then they often throw them out. So you can contact them via email, give them a call and have a chat with them and tell them that you're looking to repurpose fabric, you don't want to see it in landfill, and you might get lucky. It only takes one company to come on board and start giving you fabric. Once you get a lot of fabric from one company, it's usually enough to keep you going for a while, and then they'll call you again the next time. The other thing I would recommend is to go with gift. So you go there with samples of what you make, but be prepared to give them something as well. So if you get given lots of fabric, give them a gift of a bag or something that you made with previous fabrics that you might have. If you don't have anything at the time, make something and send it to them. I had a big trip to go to Melbourne about 6 months or so ago, and I had to go in for surgery the following day. So I emailed this company on a whim, said, I'm coming to Melbourne tomorrow. Do you have any fabric? This is what I do. Before the ink had dried on the email, they were on the phone to me and said, we have 200 swatch boards for you. And the following day, before I had my surgery, I went down and I picked up all of the fabric. So you can get lucky if you go and send emails or make phone calls to people. But I know that the hardest thing for me was that face-to-face contact with somebody, trying to talk to them and hoping that they might see that I'm not there just for something for free. Now, I don't pay for any of the fabric that I've been given, but the companies that I deal with, they know that I don't charge my customers for the fabric that I get. So when I make something, the customer will pay for my time, and I charge a good price for my time. They'll be charged for zips, labels, tags, anything like that that I do actually purchase, but they will never be charged for the fabric that I receive for free. That's just my policy. It's worked for me. I talk to my customers in the store. They know when they talk to me about the products that I sell, they're not going to be charged for the fabric. But I do tell them also that I'm quite expensive in my labour. I can be a little bit cheeky at times. For those people that have been asking me where I get all this fabric from, I hope that's given you some ideas as to where you could get your fabric. Now, I realise that in some countries you may actually get charged for it. In Australia, we don't have any, or as far as I know, we don't have any laws about wastage. People will finish with their sample fabrics and then they will throw it away. They don't have to pay a levy or a tax for it. But I do know that in some countries, these businesses do. From some emails that I've received from people in Europe, you may actually get charged for these sample swatch fabrics. You may actually find some furniture restorers that will be glad to give you the fabric. I hope this has been helpful for you in trying to figure out whereabouts you might be able to find fabric locally to you. Visit your furniture stores, look at the details on the back of the swatch cards, get some addresses, email the people, visit curtain shops, visit people that restore or repair furniture, even people that do auto trimming. You know, they'll have fabric as well. Any company that uses fabric for something will have a stash of fabric that they're probably wanting to get rid of. Give them a call, have a talk to them, tell them what you'd like to do, tell them that you want to save the planet from all of this fabric that's being wasted. And I wish you all great success in finding lots of free fabric. If not free, then very, very cheap. And let's rescue the world one swatch sample at a time. Thanks for watching, and I shall catch you next time. Bye for now.